Our next inductee is Lefty Hisek. Representing the family is his brother Roger and his sister Debbie. Scott Fiedler is the presenter. And when you look at Mr. Hisek's film, you may think, well, it's a little old, it's a little fuzzy. He was just that fast. Lefty Hisek, a 1967 Tyndall High and University of South Dakota grad, the Tyndall Tornado was one of the state's greatest track sprinters. He was state prep champ in the 100-yard dash 3 times, and he was 3-time state prep champ in the 220 as well. Known for his blazing start, Hisek set state records in the 100, 9.8, and 220, 22.3. In the 1967 state meet, he earned gold medals in all 4 events he entered, the 100, 220, 440, and 880 relay, setting a Class B state meet record in each event to help coach Howard Taplett's Panthers to their 2nd consecutive state title. In college, the 5'7", 155-pounder was the North Central Conference 100-yard champ in 1969 and 1970. He won the 220 in 1969 and was a member of the 400 relay champs in 1970. He was the MVP of the 1969 NCC meet. He set the USD record in the 100, 9.6, and he ran on USD's 880 relay squad that set a state collegiate record of 1 minute, 27.2 seconds.
Our brother, was known by many names. He was born Leroy. We called him Lefty, and then he became a Lee. So if we go through it, you know who we're talking about. But we would like to say something to him. We're terrified up here. Thanks.
I'm not. Actually, my last speech was in junior high about 30 years ago.
Anyhow, as they said, he was fast, so we're going to get even with him. We got a very long, slow speech, and we're going to just take our time with it. No, all kidding aside, it's in big print. It's called senior citizen print. Al, you and I got to get together. I think we got something going here. I think this might work in some of your things there. Anyhow. Oh, yeah, by the way, Ruth, what was that on your stand there? It said footsters? Is that what they used to call the runners? Footsters? That was this. It amazed me what they called them, but I sort of wanted to get in on that because she was really instrumental in getting girls' sports and things going, and we like to brag a little bit because we're from Tyndall, and we hosted the first state girls track meet, and we won it too, so I had to throw that in there. So
there are like 85 schools there?
Many schools there at that time. And Peggy, I need to talk to you too. My golf game is really bad. Okay.
None of that was written down.
Lee would have been proud to have been a member of this group of inductees. He now joins 2 of his former coaches in the South Dakota Sports Hall of Fame, Coach Howard Taplett from Tyndall and Coach Dan Lennon of the University of South Dakota. In high school, Coach Taplett would load us up in 2 station wagons. For some of you younger ones, a station wagon would be sort of a stretched out car or sort of a little smashed down minivan. We'd tape our pole pole to the 2 handles on the outside, and away we go.
There's a picture of that back there where they're holding it on the outside of the car to go to a track meet.
And Coach Howard, he would be sitting there and driving with one hand on the seat like this, talking to us, telling us about all his former great runners that he had, like Ray Chambers and Rich Hermonic. And believe me, I don't know, when we got to a track meet, I don't know if it was from his driving or his pep talk, but we were ready to run. Oftentimes he would tell us about how he'd take those runners and split them up and win 2 track meets together, you know, and that's how good those 2 former guys were, and that was our brother's inspiration and the rest of our track runners at that time.
Lefty was very humble and gave everyone credit where it was due. He used to say if Raj and I were in a 60-yard dash, Raj would win because he had a faster start. So you're pretty fast, too.
Yeah. In the fall of 1994, Lee was challenged by the greatest race of his life, leukemia. He didn't cross the finish line, but he didn't lose.
Our cousin Jan Hisek O'Toole was a stem cell match. She also was quite a sprinter in the 1960s. The transplant was a success, but his immune system was just not strong enough to fight a common cold. If you knew Lefty, you knew he had a sense of humor. He used to tease Jan about going shopping and doing all the girl things, that girls like to do. And so when he was getting his stem cell transplant, he turned to us and he says, "I kind of feel like shopping."
When Lefty passed, he got many accolades from the newspaper people and things about his accomplishments in athletics. But what impressed us most were some of the letters that he got. And I kept one all these years, and I'd like to read that to you now. "I was stunned to read of Lefty's obituary in South Dakotan. Please accept my deepest sympathy. I long had admired Lefty's athletic prowess, but I was more impressed with him as a person. He was always friendly and always had time to visit, and always kind and generous a person. I first met him at the U. He never changed, and even as his track exploits became better known, he was a great guy, and I will miss him. Your friend, Jim Wilson."
Lefty was an ordinary man with extraordinary talent of showing people by example that God, family, and friends are the most important part of our lives. He has been an impact on many people using his own natural gifts for attracting people by being a loyal friend and brother. He planted seeds of faith with many people, and he was a true fisher of men. By his good influence to so many, he has lived forever in all of our lives. I found a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson that really suited the guy that Lefty was. "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment."
This is the most ideal place to hold this banquet. I appreciate it. If you go about 100 yards back behind us here is the Howard Wood Field, and that was my brother's most favorite place to compete. It was one of the classiest track meets you could have. On behalf of Lee's family and friends, we got lots of friends here, Don Hayeks and Bernie Skirmans and Father Bream and many more here. Connie, Shawanda, I can't
Connie,
name them all.
Janice's sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
On behalf of his family, we are really humbled and honored to accept this award and be included with this great group of inductees tonight. Thank you.